Jay. Whoa, that's a hot mic. Hi, Happy New Year. Yes, I am from Portland, but I grew up in San Francisco, but I moved to Portland 10 years ago because it's fun to self-harm sometimes. Yeah. But I love Portland. It's like one of the best places that I could have lived. And it's sort of like a funny place because, like, you know how they have that saying, like, you know, keep Portland weird, right? Keep Portland weird. Like, that's the saying they have. And it is weird. It's a weird place. But I wonder if it's like, is it weird or is it just white, you know? Because, like, okay, hear me out. If you leave white people alone for long enough, things get pretty weird. That's how you get raisins in your potato salad. You know? And I sometimes think of Portland like the movie Gremlins, you know? And like all the white people are Gizmo, except you give them, instead of like food after midnight, you're just giving them blue hair dye and a liberal arts degree. And somehow they always want to talk about critical race theory. And they all have a coexist bumper sticker on their Subaru. Hot take, don't think the bumper sticker's working. I just don't think it is. I just don't think it is. But I really like Portland. It is, I like to think of it as like like a white place that people gave up. Thank you. What was I gonna talk about? I'm not in a good place right now. America. Yeah. And I'm a millennial in America. And that feels like the worst, right? Because we've had to deal with like multiple recessions, school shootings, Katy Perry, 9/11, you know, 7 Michael Bay Transformer movies. That's 6 too many Michael Bay Transformer movies, which I love. I've seen every single one of them. They're a guilty pleasure. And like, we all need our guilty pleasures, right? Like, I think statistically in this room, a guilty pleasure for someone here is probably the Fast and the Furious franchise. There's like 11 movies. And they're great. I love them too because they show that men will do anything but go to therapy. Yeah. They'll go to space. They'll go to space before therapy. And despite how I'm dressed, I am in therapy. Yeah. Most money I've ever spent to get someone to like me. And I really like my therapist. I've been seeing them for like 4 years. So they're sort of like a friend, but like better than a friend, right? Because most of my friends can't have me committed. Yeah. But like recently my therapist was like, you know, I know you try out your stand-up bits in our sessions. Which I was like, is the rudest thing anyone has ever said to me. And also horrible that they figured it out. But I pay by the hour, so. But therapy's been really good for me. Therapy's been really good for me. I've like figured out how to like really sort of like control and regulate my emotions. Like that's been very helpful for me. And like I get a lot of anxiety. And so like I have a little tip I can teach you guys how to handle your anxiety. So you just get your body really still, get your mind quiet, and you just say, 365 party girl. It works every time. When you're waiting for some STD results. 365 party girl. When you're at a 4-way stop, the modern Stanford prison experiment. Just close your eyes, step on the gas. 365, 365, 365. I have a husband. Thank you. It's great having a husband because I wasn't great with men beforehand. Really, some red flags that I didn't follow. Mostly because I don't see color. Yeah, but he's white, and it's great because he's afraid of me, and that's really nice. And you know, sometimes we'll like get into fights, and you know, if I feel like the tides are turning against me, I'll just say, "What do you mean, you people?" And I haven't had to take the trash out in 13 years. And that's what we call restorative justice. We were recently in Puerto Vallarta. Thank you, which is Spanish for get tested. It's a location in the morning. But we were like, and he's like an older white guy. You know, some of you guys can relate. Do you not have mirrors? But I've always liked older white guys because I've had this like really like carnal urge to not pay my student debt. But we were like walking, and you know, I know what we look like when we're together, and I said like, hey, do you think people think I'm a hooker? And he's like, I don't think you're a noticeable hooker. And that is the weirdest fucking thing I've ever heard. Why do I go to the gym? But it's fine. It's fine. I also like EDM. I like EDM a lot. I like it because it has this like really like primal urge that I have to like listen to a microwave. Yeah. And like, I went to this show, Horse Girl. Do we know Horse Girl? Yes. I know where to get ketamine later. I love it, but it was at like a straight venue in Portland. And like, I've never like encountered gay erasure in this way, where I was like going there, they were checking my bags, and they pulled out my bottle of poppers. And they were like, what is this? And I had to be like, it's video head cleaner to clean the video heads. I had 3 Labubus on my bag, and they didn't check that. That's more concerning. I'm a 36-year-old man. And so they took my poppers, and I was like, this is gonna be the worst night of my life. Because, you know, as we all know, 80% of dancing is an open heart and an open hole. Yeah. But it's fine. It was like, okay, it's fine. I was just like, I'll make it work. I'll be fine. And so then, like, out of the corner of my eye, I see this white girl? Woman? I don't know. I don't know how white people age. I just know it's not very good. It's not good. So I see her bring up a little bottle of poppers to her nose, and then almost like psychically, she just like puts them under mine. And in that moment, I was like, oh my God, the children are our future. Or shout out to the white elders. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, like I said, men and me are complicated. When I was living here, there was someone I saw romantically who referred to me as a horse of a different color. Yeah. The racism of that is bad. I think it's worse that it's a Wizard of Oz reference. Yeah. And like, I don't know, been asked to do race play a number of times. I know. And that's not fair because I'm not here to race play. I'm here to race win. Yeah. There was someone I saw who was a part-time DJ, and the rest of the time he was just giving me chlamydia. And I'll say this, worse than he was BJ. So much worse. But I like living in Portland. It has like been an interesting experience for me as a person of color there because it's basically where white people were invented. And they don't know how to interact with this. Like every time like they find out I'm Indian, they like want to ask me what my favorite restaurant is. And in Portland, there's this restaurant called Swagit, which sounds like swag and faggot. And I always tell them to go there, but I've never been. Yeah. And it's like confusing, right? Like I grew up in San Francisco, which you would think would be like a very like multicultural place to grow as like a young person of color. But my family was incredibly Christian. So we just grew up in the church, and so I didn't have like Bollywood. I just had Petra, if you know them, who is, claim to fame as Christian rock, like the founder. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. And so I was just this weird little kid not learning about Indian culture, drinking coffee in a church basement in the 3rd grade. Yeah, it's sad. It was also weird because it was an American Indian Baptist church. And if you're hearing it and seeing it, not the right Indian for that church. Not the right one. And no one talked about it. We stayed in this church for years. And that collective delusion is why I do stand-up comedy. yeah. But you know what they did have in common? They were all just really homophobic. And, homophobia doesn't get credit for bringing people together, and I think there's, some really bad things about homophobia. One of the worst is that we can't say when you have a party that you can't call it a gay bash. I think we should bring that back, right? So, say you're throwing a gay bash. Half the people are going to show up with charcuterie. Half the people are going to beat the shit out of you. But everyone's going to have a good time. That's the point of a party. I'm trying to be nicer, right? I'm trying to be a nicer person, right? Because we're all going through a lot. 2025 sucks. And it's hard for me because, as a gay man, it's hard to not see people as prey. And all year I've been telling people to commit tax evasion. Because why? There's 4 people and a raccoon that work at the IRS. If there was a year to do it, it's this one. But I'm also a licensed CPA, so I shouldn't be saying this. But I have this friend, love her so much, here tonight. She has this amazing daughter, and she calls me Uncle Brian. And I love this family so much, so they are my chosen family. And I regularly call her family faggots. Just because I need the dopamine. It's funny to me. And I didn't want to be like this, okay? I didn't want to be like this, right? But things in my life have made me this way. And I'll tell you a very specific one. I was in Portland. I was sitting at a restaurant. All of a sudden, there was this immediate vibe shift happening. And servers were abandoning their table. And they were coming over to say hi just to me. We started getting free appetizer over and over. And we're like, what the fuck is happening? And the people that I was around and my friends started getting pissed. They're like, what's going on? Who do they think that you are? And then we Google it, and it turns out that Aziz Ansari was in town. No. Yeah. Yeah. Prejudice, not fun. Free Baba Ganesh. But as a nice person, I didn't correct them. They got to have dinner with Aziz Ansari. And that's my time. Happy New Year. You guys have been great.